purpose, didn't you? We need to get to the bridge. From there, we can use the captain's neural implants to initiate an overload of the ship's fusion engines. The explosion should damage enough systems below it to destroy the ring.
Hello and welcome to the finale of Halo Combat Evolved. In the last episode, we played through the penultimate mission of the campaign, which was Keys, and today we'll be playing through the grand finale of Combat Evolved, which is the Maw. One of my favorite missions in the campaign, which, I mean, it's not saying much since I love all the missions in this campaign, but I wonder what my favorite mission would be. It'd probably be a tie between Truth and Reconciliation, because it's a lot of really challenging and really fun sections one after the other. Silent Cartographer, two betrayals, and then probably this mission, just because, I mean, I know it's a lot of missions in the campaign, but I really just love every mission, well, almost every mission in this campaign. Three further guilty sparks affect, like, the novelty of the twist has been lost on me, but aside from that, I love every mission in the campaign. So, you know, it's just, it's hard for me to pick a favorite, but this final mission, they really send you out with a, they really send this game out in style, because this final mission is truly awesome. It's, from a storytelling perspective, as I've been mentioning throughout the previous couple missions, it sends you back to the, well, as the chapter title put it, to the horse you rode in on, because it's where it all started. This is the Pillar of Autumn. We crash landed on this Halo ring, and after an epic adventure exploring every corner of said Halo ring, we have come back to where it all started aboard the Pillar of Autumn. Only it's not quite the same as it was before, because now it's been completely overtaken. Just like the Truth and Reconciliation, it has been completely overtaken by the Flood. Every square inch of this ship is no longer the same as it once was, and you can tell by the fact that it's just constantly blowing apart all around you. And there's some other little details that I'll show off in a little bit, but for now we're going to worry about taking out these two hunters right over here. Also, you are not getting anywhere near my shields, don't even think about it. Okay, hello, Hunter. No! Gotcha. Okay, that's one Hunter dead. Hunter number 2 is getting beat up by the Flood. Is it going to survive? The answer is no, because I'm going to shoot it in the back. Or not. I guess I messed that up horrendously. It's fine, because I got you anyway. Okay, great. Now it's just affection forms down. Okay, well, that should be easy to mop up. Just melee them all as soon as my shield comes back. There we go. Okay. So, the detail that I was mentioning earlier is, don't touch that health pack. Right here, there's a shotgun, but it has no ammo in it. And when I originally played through this campaign, I was like, that's dumb. Why would they give you a shotgun that doesn't have any ammo in it? And then I realized, like, oh, well, that's just to help illustrate how the ship has just completely fallen to the Flood. Like, it's completely decrepit. It's falling apart. It's just, weapons have been raided of all the ammo. It's just all those little details in the environment that really help illustrate precisely how bad things have gotten for the ship. Like this right here, this is the cafeteria. Also, we definitely need a health pack now. Fortunately, there's two here, so we can pick one up after the battle as well. But what's it? So the area that we're fighting in right now, or at least right now, this is the cafeteria from the beginning of the game. Remember that the first encounter of the game after those 3 grunts, where we started over where those elites are right now, and we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. Okay, that was almost bad. That was almost really bad, because the elites, I guess I pushed it far enough into the room for the elites to spawn in. Okay, let's try to take out the grunts from range before the elites figure out where I am, which could be easier said than done. Okay, where are the elites? I can't. Okay, there's one right there. Let's try to stick him with a plasma grenade. That worked. Oh, I actually stuck him. Nice. That went really well. Okay, now where's elite number 2? I know there were 2. Where'd number 2 go? Number 2? Are you in here? Where'd the second elite go? Oh. Hi. He took up a position right here, but you can see his vision is obstructed on both sides, so he couldn't tell his friend died, and he couldn't tell that I was sneaking up behind him. Nice. Okay. Let's go back for that other health pack, just so that we have full health going into the next battle. Yeah, so I really love this mission. But yeah, you can see, this is the same cafeteria as before, but it looks completely different because it looks just so broken down. Machines are busted on the walls. It looks essentially the same in Remastered because it's remastered. But in Classic, it actually looks so different than it had been previously. Anyway, let's grab the second health pack. We got 4 plasma grenades, 1 frag grenade, and pretty good ammo for both weapons. Oh, and of course, it's not just the narrative and atmospheric elements of this mission that makes it great. It's just a really fun final romp in terms of the all the encounters you have with all different enemies, and of course, there's one more element to this mission that makes it really stand out in a lot of people's minds, which we'll get to when the time comes. Okay. Hello, Grunt. Hello, friends. You all can enjoy me popping you off with the Magnum. Hold still, partner. There we go. Okay. Now, if you don't mind,
The control systems. The terminal is located next to the main view screen.
gonna leave this right here. Oh yeah, by the way, this right here is the room where we first met Captain Keyes. It looks completely different. It's literally fallen apart. The monitors are all broken. The chairs are strung all over the place. It looks so freaking ominous because the flood have taken it all over. And this is where we first met Captain Keyes and Cortana in this game.
I leave home for a few days and look what happens. This won't take long. There. That should give us enough time to make it to a lifeboat and put some distance between ourselves and Halo before the detonation.
I'm afraid that's out of the question, really.
Oh, hell.
Ridiculous! That you would imbue a warship's AI with such a wealth of knowledge? Weren't you worried it might be captured? Or destroyed?
He's in my data arrays, a local tap.
You can't imagine how exciting this is! To have a record of all of our lost time! Human history, is it? Fascinating. Oh, how I will enjoy every moment of its categorization! To think that you would destroy this installation as well as this record! I am shocked. Almost too shocked for words.
He stopped the self-destruct sequence.
Why do you continue to fight us, Reclaimer? You cannot win! Give us the construct, and I will endeavor to make your death relatively painless and...
At least I still have control over the comm channels.
Where is he?
I'm detecting taps throughout the ship. Sentinels, most likely. As for the monitor, he's in engineering. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if I could get the countdown restarted, I don't know what to do.
How much firepower would you need to crack one of the engine's shields?
Not much. A well-placed grenade, perhaps, but why? Okay, I'm coming with you. Chief, Sentinels!
And this will be why we picked up that plasma rifle earlier, because as I've mentioned in 2 Betrayals, I think, Sentinels are most vulnerable to plasma-based weaponry. And since I don't really feel like trying to stick them all with plasma grenades, I wanted to hold on to a plasma rifle to make it easier to take them out, although I appear to have been careless with overheating the plasma rifle. Okay, take you down, and if you like... Oh, no, hold on, wait, we can't celebrate just yet. There we go. If you like, you can actually look out over the desert below and just see the vast landscape of... This game is absolutely gorgeous, and this is on Classic, by the way. Remastered, I mean, it just looks like a bunch of clouds. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's move. So, good thing I didn't use the health pack earlier, because we're...
It was heavily damaged when it crashed. Head to the cryo chamber. We should be able to get to the engine room through there.
Definitely gonna need it now. Okay. So, first things first. Take you out, then grenade you guys, and then we'll do the same thing again to try to keep you back. We're gonna try to force a choke point out of this little doorway, which is... It was working, and now I appear to have lost control. Okay, let's just try to cut him off from both angles. You're there. There we go. Okay. And that is everyone taken out. Nice. Okay. And this is an armory with a bunch of empty assault rifles and shotguns. Kind of helps to go further support the point that I was making earlier. Okay. Now for this section. Hunters and Flood. Hunters on the right, Flood on the left. And I'm guessing the Covenant are going to win because they just successfully stuck the Flood. And I'm pretty sure they took out all the Flood. Okay, so, Hunter won. Okay, never mind. We got to deal with the Elite first. I was hoping the Hunter would be turned around so we could take him out first, but clearly that's not going to happen. So, hey, Elite, you want to take a stick? No, but, I mean, if the Hunter wants to try to protect his Elite friend... Oh, wait, did I actually get him? Wait, I actually got him. Wow, that grenade actually killed him. Nice. I did not expect that grenade to actually kill the Elite, but you know what? We're not going to complain. Okay. So, yeah, so that went really well. Now then, got some good ammo for the shotgun and pistol. This mission, I mean, it's a short mission, but it's such a great finale. I mean, obviously, the idea that you're coming back to the Pillar of Autumn, which is where it all started. Did both those plasma grenades? Did I just miss both those plasma grenades? I think I did. Okay, well, let's put that there, and hopefully that does something. There we go. That's like what we were trying to accomplish the last time, was to try to stick the sentinels to take them out. That still didn't kill you, really? Okay, well then take some shotgun ammo. There we go. I lost more health than I would have liked to there, but fortunately there's a health pack in here. Oh, by the way, this, my friends, is the first section of the game. Remember this, where the explosion happened over there, and then we jumped through here? Ah, memories. It's little stuff like that. It's like you're coming full circle. It's the same, and yes, I'm sure this was born out of, like, time constraints. Like, we can't design any levels, what do we do? But it still works out so well. Like, it's surprising how well the idea of reusing levels works out. It's just, so good. Such a phenomenal finale. And we haven't even gotten to the best part yet. Like, this is all the precursor. We haven't even gotten to the best parts of this final mission yet. Okay. This room's clear. Let's move up here. And let me see if I can meet those sentinels as they... never mind, we don't have any grenades. I was going to try to take out the sentinels with a plasma grenade as they showed up here, but I don't have any plasma grenades, so that plan kind of went awry. Well, I didn't intend to get my health solo this early, but it is this low. Okay. Well, I guess someone's going to take out those flood. The sentinel doesn't appear to be doing much to help me out here, so I got to find the shotgun, because someone has a shotgun down there. A grenade would really help me out here. Alright, is it you? I think you had the shotgun. Maybe? Did I get the one with the shotgun? I'm not sure. I am unsure. But, I think I did. I think I got the one with the shotgun, because all I hear is the assault rifle, and that's the last guy here. Okay. So now we just gotta play the dancing game to avoid that sentinel. Oh, wait, I have plasma grenades now. Oh, suddenly the tides have turned. Or the tide has turned. Okay, so, the tables have turned. It's because now I should be able to stick that sentinel. Oh, there's two. Okay, we'll stick one and then I'll blow them both up, hopefully. Maybe. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now we grab the health pack that's behind here. There's no health pack here. But there is a health pack. I know there's a health pack somewhere here. Maybe it's down the hall. It's probably down the hall. Okay. Well, hopefully that grenade does something. That did, in fact, do something. Okay, so now we just gotta push past everything in here. And we should... I know there's a health pack. I could have sworn there was a health pack in that room, but I guess I was incorrect. Okay, well, I know there's an overshield here. I know for sure there's an overshield in this room. That's a rocket launcher. Nope, we're not gonna grab it. We don't need it yet. We are gonna need a rocket launcher. Well, we don't need it, but it certainly helps. So, we are gonna... We will be acquiring a rocket launcher, but we won't be doing it just yet. We're gonna do it after we clear this next hallway, because we definitely still want the shotgun and pistol, and we want to hold on to those weapons for as long as we can. So we took out one of the spec obsoletes right away, and there should be one still alive right here. Let's try to see if we can help him out, or help out the flood and taking him out. All right, there we go. Okay, now it's just this grunt right here, and then 2 hunters, 1 dead, and 2 dead. There we go. Now it's just the sentinels all the way down there, and you can take a stick. I missed a stick, but there we go. That'll take him out. That'll take him out. Very nice. Now it's just infection forms. Okay. Now it's time for the final, well, technically the final boss of Combat Evolved. It's the final boss room. It's the last actual encounter of the mission and of the game, where you got a lot of stuff to manage. You actually have a task to complete. So it's gonna be fun. I love this part of the mission. More rocket ammo over here. Okay, great. Is that all? No, there's still some here. Okay, great. So now we got all that. Let's move. All right, here we go. Here we go. Final battle of the game. There is something that happens after this battle, but I don't really consider that a encounter. That's more just one last hurrah, and probably the best part of the game, or of the mission at least. But before we can get to that, we gotta clear out this last encounter. Okay, I'll let Cortana talk for a second.
Engine room located. We're here. Alert. The monitor has disabled all command access. We can't restart the countdown. The only remaining option is to detonate the ship's fusion reactors. That should do enough damage to destroy Halo. Don't worry, I have access to all of the reactor schematics and procedures. I'll walk you through it. First, we need to pull back the exhaust couplings. That will expose a shaft that leads to the primary fusion drive.
Okay, here's the final boss room of Combat Evolved. We have to pull back all 4 of these exhaust couplings, fire a rocket into all of them, and then once we do that, that will be...
complete. We have a straight shot into the fusion reactor. We need a catalyst explosion to destabilize the magnetic containment field surrounding the fusion cells. Use an explosive. I recommend a grenade or rocket. If you run out of explosives, there is an armory station located near the engine room's entrance. Analyzing. Fusion reactor number 1 destabilizing. explosives on the other 3 reactors. That should be enough to trigger a wildcat explosion of the engines.
Okay. Well, that kind of went not according to plan. I did not intend to fall down there, but we did fall. Alright, we're gonna take a little bit of a shortcut to get back up here. Okay, here we go. Now that we're back up here, we should be able to deal with the others. I'm gonna try to do both of these on this side first, so that we can save the one that's actually on the side with the exit door for last. Alright, shoot you, back up, and then get a running start. There we go. That's the jump that I was trying to perform last time, but I failed at miserably. Okay. Pulling it back, there we go. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. Open up, there we go, fire away, and then jump up, perfect jump, perfect jump. Okay, that's what we were trying to do. Can I stick one of you? Okay, I stuck one of the sentinels. Now we run away. That took out 2 of the sentinels, which is better than I was hoping for.
Only 1 more fusion reactor to go.
Well, I mean, no, I was hoping for that it would take out all 4, so it's not better than I was hoping for, but better than I expected it to do, I guess I should say. Okay, here we go. Final one. Final one. There we go, and that is all 4 taken out. So now we can make a break for the exit. Here we go. Oh, God. Nope. Don't even think about it. Confirmation, Cortana? Cortana, can I get a confirmation? Did that work? Did we do it?
Did it.
Yes.
The engine's gone critical. Based on the current rate of decay, we should have 15 minutes to get off the ship. We don't have much time. We should move outside and signal for evac. Accessing schematics. There's a service lift at the top of the engine. It leads to a Class 7 service corridor that runs along the ship's dorsal structure. Hurry!
And that is the whole elevator cleared out. Alright, that was the final encounter of the game. Now it's just time for the Warthog run. Here we go.
Cortana to Echo 419. Come in, Echo 419. Roger, Cortana. I read you 5x5. The Pillar of Autumn's engines are going critical, Fohammer. Request immediate extraction. Approach the crash site and be ready to pick us up at External Access Junction 4C as soon as you get my signal. Affirmative. Echo 419 going on station. Echo 419 to Cortana. Things are getting noisy down there. Everything okay? Negative, negative. We have a wildcat destabilization of the ship's fusion core. The engines must have sustained more damage than we thought.
Analyze. We have 5 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now. Activating final countdown timer. When it reaches 0, engines will detonate. The explosion will generate a temperature of almost 100 million degrees. Don't be here when it blows.
Alright, time for the Warthog run. And this initial part is still fun, because, you know, you're escaping the Pillar of Autumn in a Warthog. But it gets really exciting in the second part of the Warthog run. And so, and if you've played this game before, you know what I mean by it when I say the second part. But if you haven't, then, let me just say you are in for quite an emotional ride when we get to the end of this, when we've reached that mark, that waypoint up there. But until that point, it's pretty easy. You just gotta make sure you don't stumble over any carrier forms, or basically anything that can get you killed. And also just keep on the move. Like, if you get stuck or something, then you're pretty much doomed to fail. So, like, you have plenty of time to make it to the end. But, you know, it's nice if you don't mess up jumps like that. It's, like, you know, it's nice to make it to the end with extra time. Basically what I'm getting at here. So I didn't want to miss that jump, but we had a backup plan just in case, because there's no one set route through each of the rooms. There's plenty of different ways you can go about doing it. Now, obviously there's some routes that are better than others, but that doesn't mean there's only one way through each room. So, like, I could go straight down the middle here, or I could go take the left path, which is what I'm doing right now. So there's many different ways through the rooms. You can pretty much go any way you want. So it's in keeping with Halo's design principle of allowing multiple different strategies for each different encounter. So it's nice. And this is just the beginning of the Warthog run. Like, yes, this is still fun because it's, you know, you're escaping the exploding Pillar of Autumn in a Warthog, but it gets even better in the second half. And if you don't know what I mean by that, you will soon enough. Soon enough, as soon as we reach that waypoint, which is coming up here pretty soon, you'll know pretty soon why I say the second half of the Warthog run is even better. And I'll talk a little bit about my experience playing co-op with friends in this mission, and specifically this Warthog run. We're almost there. I think it's just one more room to get through. Yeah, it's just this room to get through, and then we are in the place. Let's head on down here.
Emperor Fohammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6. Evade. Say again, evade. I'm hit. Mayday. Mayday. They're pushing us to the front to hell. I can't hold her. I can't hold on.
Echo 419! She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route. Ship's inventory shows 1 longsword fighter is still docked in Launch Bay 7. If we move now, we can make it.
Every time I play co-op, I always tell everybody, because they have no reason to suspect otherwise, I always tell everyone, yeah, we just gotta get to that, you just gotta get to that right waypoint, and then we're done with the game. This is the final run. And then we get to that point, and then they see Fohammer, or Echo 419, like the Pelican on fire, and then that's when they kind of, like, it's always the collective realization, oh no, she's not gonna make it. And I never want to rob that moment from people, because if someone asks, is that the end of the game right there, then I would never say, actually no, actually that right point isn't the end of the game, because then they would immediately know, okay, so someone's not right, she's probably gonna die. So I never want to rob those moments away from people. I always say, like, hey, yeah, it's the end, and then I let them experience the emotional moment for themselves, and then it's a fast-paced, high-octane chase to the end with this epic music playing in the background. It's just such an epic way to close out the game. The Pillar of Autumn is exploding all around you, Flutter constantly floating into the ship, pun fully intended, all while it's a race against the clock to escape with this epic music playing in the background. Oh, it's such an incredible way to finish off the game. Alright, here we are.
Move! We need to get aboard now!
One last run. One last run. Here we are, the final run of the mission. End the game. One last escape. One last method of escape, and everything. Oh, you're right there. Hi, buddy. Take your grenade. And that's it. Halo Combat Evolved. Finished.
We're cutting it close.
Here we go.
Come here, you mother... Oh, this is it, baby. Hold me.
Shut them down. We'll need them later. Fancy a look?
Did anyone else make it?
Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We did what we had to do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice. Halo, it's finished.
No. I think we're just getting started.
Oh man, What a phenomenal game. Oh, also another Deathless run. Because, yeah. Apparently our frag grenade was the tool of destruction there. Anyway, that is Halo Combat Evolved, beaten on Legendary. Man, what a goddamn good game. What an outstanding campaign. It's still mind-blowing to think about. Well, first off, to think about how well this game holds up. It's 19 years old. This game came out in 2001. Next year is the 20th anniversary of this game, and it still holds up unbelievably well. This is one of the best video games ever made. Like, seriously, it holds up so much better than even games that were released in the past 3 years. It's unbelievable. And of course, even at the time this came out, this game was revolutionary. Just everything about Halo Combat Evolved was absolutely groundbreaking at the time of release. Everything that you know that makes up a first-person shooter stemmed from Halo Combat Evolved. Because back in the day, pre-21st century, first-person shooters did not operate like this. It was, like, first off, the controls were all over the place. On console specifically, controls were horrendous for first-person shooter games. But even just for shooters in general, like, being able to throw a grenade while your weapon was out, that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing. You had to cycle through a list of weapons, and then one of those weapons was your grenade. It wasn't like you couldn't throw a grenade while your weapon was out. That wasn't a thing. And then, of course, the two-weapon system that this game introduced, every shooter on the market nowadays uses that system. Every single one. Like, just every... It's amazing how... It just blows my mind to think about how this game laid the groundwork for every modern FPS game out nowadays. The two-weapon system, where instead of having an inventory of every weapon in the game, you just have... You have to make a choice you have to make a choice to carry two weapons on you at all times. So that's... Just that alone adds so much strategy to the game, because it's like, okay, do I pick up two plasma weapons for dealing with sentinels? Do I pick up a sniper and a shotgun for close-range combat and long-range combat? Do I pick up an assault rifle and a plasma rifle so like I constantly have something to mow down the opponents? There's so much tactical thought that goes into just that one element of the gameplay. And then, of course, the regenerating health, which is a regenerating shield in this game, but in every game nowadays, it's health, and regenerating health started here. It's outstanding how incredible this game is, because I don't even know where to begin breaking it down. Every weapon in this campaign has its use. Like, every weapon has its strengths, every weapon has its weaknesses. Not every weapon is good for every situation. They all have their pros and their cons, their benefits and their drawbacks. But if you're good enough at the game, you can make something work in a dire situation. There were a couple situations in the campaign where I was backed into a corner and I had to improvise and make a plan based on what I had available to me. So, like, you can make any weapon work in a pinch, but each weapon still has its strengths and weaknesses, which is phenomenal. And then, of course, the AI. Prior to this game coming out, AI in first-person shooter video games was not this dynamic. It was AI were in FPS games were placed into the game to stand there and wait to get shot. That's what the AI knew how to do back then. That's all they knew how to do. But this game came along and just completely blew that out of the water. They're dynamic. They're constantly, the elite specifically, are constantly thinking, analyzing how you fight, and reassessing the strategy in the fly. It's like, okay, so he's pushing around the left-hand side, let's send one elite around there to cut him off, and then I'll get ready to meet him over here. Like, it depends, what they do depends on the situation. Okay, so all my friendly elites have been killed, but the grunt's still alive? Okay, great. So I'll go I'll go get the attention of the player to bait him into following me, and then when he comes to follow me, I'll hide behind the grunts and let the grunts just tear through him. Oh, my shields are down? Okay, so I'm gonna have the jackals form a line of defense around me while I go regenerate my shields. Okay, so he's flanking left. Okay, so I'll send one elite around that way to meet him, and then I'll stay here in case he doubles back. Just things like that. It's the subtle nuances in how the AI behaves. It's just absolutely mind-blowing to think about. Once you start paying attention to how the elites behave and how they think and reassess their strategy, do they attack your position, or do they stay there to defend their own? It's like, it always changes. And even if you play even if you go into the same room 3 times in a row, it'll always be different, because the AI plays the same way the AI plays different every single time. And then, because they're constantly reassessing how they play, it then forces you to do the same. You may not even realize that you're aware of it. Like, you may not even be aware of it, that you're that you're making these choices in combat, but just the little choices you make just really help make the gameplay so strong. And like, they know how to set traps. Like I said, I listed some examples earlier of how they set traps. There were some traps they set in this playthrough that were really that I almost got tripped up on. Like, even when they're idle, they don't just sit still. Even when you walk into a room and they don't know you're there, they aren't just sitting there waiting to get shot. They're on patrol. They're scanning the area, trying to find where you are when you go in. It's just so good. And like I said, you may not even be aware that you're making these decisions mid-gameplay, but even little things like what 2 weapons do you carry with you at all times? That in and of itself is just a major strategic choice. The health bar, that expands your strategic options. If you have full health, you can be more aggressive. You have more options. If you have low health, you have to play a bit more defensively, but you still have options within that field. The level design is outstanding. Obviously, the Halo and the Cinematographer are standouts in that they're completely open and you can go wherever you want, explore the area to their fullest, complete the objectives in any order you want. So those are the standouts. But even for the other missions, there's just so many ways. Like, the level design allows for so many different methods of attack or defense. If you're defending an area, there's a lot of different things in the area that you can use to your advantage to defend it. If you're trying to attack a position, there's multiple different ways, multiple different routes that you can attack from. The level design and everything just works together to create such a strategic experience that it's never the same thing twice. You're always thinking on your feet. And like I said, some of it's subconscious. Like, all these things are all strategic choices you make during combat. The reason I said in the first episode that it's hard to explain my thought process is because some of this is also like just subconscious things that I've learned to do with my strafing and my moving around the area and like reassess, like trying to bait the elites or distract them or jump around them to get behind them, just things like that. It's just, sometimes it's subconscious, like it's so rooted into my brain that it's hard to fully verbalize what I'm thinking about during the middle of a battle. And then aside from the strategic elements of the gameplay, it's just the game offers such a wide variety of unique environments to explore. The corridors of the ship, the sunny beach, the desert plateau in Truth and Reconciliation, the wonder of the first Halo mission, the snowy atmosphere of Souls of Control and 2 Betrayals, the mystical library atmosphere, the swamp or rainforest if you're playing remastered graphics. There's so many different cool, unique environments to explore. Like I said, you can completely explore all the locations. There's no restrictions in that regard whatsoever. And of course, the music, so good. Fantastic soundtrack. You all know the story. Marty O'Donnell is phenomenal. He's incredible with music composition. His work on all the Halo games is outstanding. It's just so good. And then the story, I haven't talked about the story yet. It's a simple story, right? You land on the ring, you group up with the Marines and you rescue Captain Keyes, then you find the control room, you get to the control room, and then you're distracted because the flood are about to come out. Then you go stop the flood, which then leads you to discovering the index, which will help use Halo to stop the flood, until you realize, oh wait, it's a trap. It's actually going to kill everything that isn't the flood, and then you have to destroy Halo. It's a very simple story, and the characters, they don't have, like, it's not, like, they're not super deep characters. They don't have a lot of character arcs, but they do have really distinct personalities. The Chief, Cortana, Johnson, Keyes, Guilty Spark, even Foehammer, they all have personalities that are distinct from each other, and they're unique, and you can, like, they feel like real people in the world. They may not have super deep character arcs, so they don't go through journeys, but they do feel like they're alive, like they're real people in the world. It's just, the thing is, video game stories, again, in 2001, they weren't exactly super fancy, but this game's presentation with its camera shots, and even just the fact that the characters were so unique, and the voice acting was phenomenal. Steve Downes, Jen Taylor, obviously standouts, but every character, just such a phenomenal performance. Oh my god. I could praise this game to the ends of the earth. And yeah, like I said, it's a simple story, but it's all that this game needs to have for the story to work. It sets up the world, it sets up the characters for the future games to expand upon, and then within this game it tells a story that's complex enough to keep you interested without going overboard on exposition or anything like that. It doesn't, like the Guilty Spark, no, there's no exposition there. It's just, you discover the flood for yourself. That's just little details like that, all the details throughout the missions, the storytelling, the things I pointed out, like the empty weapons in this mission, or the entirety of the Guilty Spark mission, just little details in the environment that allow you to experience the story for yourself rather than having to just sit down and exposit everything to you. It's just, it's it's amazing how much of this game, like this game broke so much ground when it came out. It was revolutionary, and it still holds up so unbelievably well 19 years later. The gameplay, the story, the atmosphere, the music, it's just all so good. And the only flaw that I could even say for campaign is the level design is a little repetitive, but even then, as I've spoken to the death, it doesn't even matter, because for one, within the rooms themselves, the AI makes every fight unique, and then aside from that, the differences between Assaults to Control and 2 Betrayals, like, yes, it's the same level layout, but it's different encounters, different enemy types each time, different groups of enemies to fight. And again, the AI, even if that wasn't the case, the AI makes those battles different because it's unique every single time. Oh, man. So yeah, like, that's the one flaw you could say, but it's not that, like, obviously it'd be better if the levels weren't repeated, but it doesn't end up mattering in the grand scheme of things because the AI is so dynamic to keep things interesting. Oh, man. Look, Common Vault's not the best campaign. Obviously, there are campaigns that are better than it. Actually, no, you know what? I'd say this is the second best campaign in the series. Maybe second or third best. It's not the best, but it's one of the best in the series. It's phenomenal. It was revolutionary when it came out, and it still holds up remarkably well, even almost 2 decades after it initially came out. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the campaign out of the way. So now we can do the death counter, which is surprisingly very, very low for this game. That is Halo Combat Evolved completed on Legendary difficulty with 0 deaths in the Pillar of Autumn, 0 deaths on Halo, 1 death in Truth of Reconciliation, 1 death in the Silent Cartographer, 0 deaths in Assault and Control Room, 0 deaths in 3 for the Guilty Spark, 0 deaths in the Library, 0 deaths in Tooth Betrayals, and one death on Keys, and 0 deaths on the Maw, culminating in a total of only 3 deaths in the entire campaign, which is freaking insane. Like, by the way, that's not a testament to how easy the game is. This game, Combat Evolved, is one of the most challenging in the series, because the AI is so, like, it has some of the most refined AI in the series. It's not Halo 2 difficult in terms of how broken it is. It's a fair fight. Like, every mistake you make is your fault. The deaths in this game were all my fault, because I messed up, not because the game was broken or anything. So, that's not a testament to how easy the game is by any stretch of the imagination. That's just a matter of playing well. Man, that was such a good playthrough. I had a lot of fun with this Let's Play. All right, well, next up for phase 4 of Project Infinite, we are going to be starting up Halo 2 tomorrow. I haven't decided whether I'm going to play with anniversary graphics yet or not, because unlike Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 2's anniversary graphics are actually really, really good. So I haven't decided on that yet, but that'll be it for now. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play, because I certainly enjoyed playing through the campaign again. That'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow, when we're going to be starting up Halo 2 for Phase 4 of Project Infinite. Goodbye.